Hey guys, I hope you're having a good week. Unfortunately, as you can tell, we weren't able to meet up. Maybe, hopefully in about roughly 2 weeks we might be able to meet up again, but that's a best case scenario. But for now, I'm going to kind of get into this new series that we're going to start. Y'all are going to kind of learn more about how to get into the Word more, and why God wants us to kind of know the Bible. So I mentioned the ocean last week in last week's video. If you all watched that, if you didn't, that's fine. This will be good, like a nice little start. So the ocean represents the Bible, and there's three types of Christians we can look at right now. We can look at the people who stay on the beach, the people who go into the shallows, and then we can see the scuba divers. Now, each three of these represent, like I said, a different Christian. So the beach person is the person who sees the ocean, right, but doesn't get into the ocean, doesn't get into the Word, doesn't get into the Bible. But they can see it's there. And then the next Christian we see is the one who doesn't want to just sit on the beach. They do want to get in the ocean, and they're in the shallows, but they're not getting into the ocean. They're not getting into the Word as we see. And then we have those Christians who want to get into the ocean, who want to get deep into the ocean, see the beauty of the ocean. They want to understand the Bible. They want to have a better relationship with Jesus. And those are the scuba divers, right? So the lesson that I'm going to be teaching from is from 2 Timothy. I'm going to read a little excerpt from this, and then we're going to continue. So, the book of 2 Timothy is a letter from the missionary Paul to his student, Timothy. Timothy was now a pastor at a church of his own, and Paul wanted to make sure Timothy was well prepared to teach and instruct his own following at his church. Timothy had been brought up by a godly mother and grandmother in scriptures, and in this passage, Paul reminds him to stay true to scriptures that he has known since he was a child, right? So many of y'all have grown up in a Christian family, or have been brought up in the church. I was brought up in the church. For as long as I can remember, I've been at LifeBridge my whole life. I don't think we've been anywhere else, as far as my memory can tell. So he's reminded of that. So Paul says the Bible is God-breathed. Now, what does that mean? That means every word of the Bible was, so to say, Paul wrote a book of the Bible, right? He told Paul what to write. So every word is what God had said, or God told them to put into the Bible, right? So since we know that when we get into the Word, we're basically talking to God, talking to Jesus right now. But how can we ever get deeper into the Word? How can we ever understand Jesus and get to know him better and have a better personal relationship with him if we're the beach Christian, or even the Christian that's in the shallow waters? Those two Christians, well, they still may be Christians, they aren't getting into the Word. They aren't trying to understand everything about the Bible that it has to offer, because just like Paul said, the Bible is God-breathed. It is literally God speaking to us, right? So that's why, instead of being the person who stays on the beach, taking on all that sun, or the person who's kind of splashing around the shallows, we need to be like a scuba diver. We need to put on our scuba stuff, our goggles, mouthpiece, everything. Put on everything we need and get deep into the Word. We may not, the beauty we may see, all the God talking to us, Jesus talking to us, we may not understand it at first, but the more we look at it, and the more we can ask other scuba divers around us, like Pastor Mark, or you can ask me if you need to, other teachers, or your parents. If you ask them about the beauty of the Bible, the beauty of the ocean, I'm sure if they don't have the answer, someone else will. So if you all ever have questions about anything, you can ask me, other teachers, Pastor Mark, your parents, everything like that. So that's where I kind of want to leave this off. So yeah, the main takeaway I want you to get from this is God will help us know what's in the Bible. The ocean is the beauty of the Bible that we need to get into and fully submerge ourselves in. That's the end of that. So for now, I'll record another one for next week. Y'all get that. It'll be posted next Saturday. This one's going up Saturday. And hopefully, again, I'll be able to teach y'all in person. Because even though this video thing's a little easier, it's just not as fun not having you guys answer questions for me and be interactive. I miss doing, you know, plays and all that stuff with you. So hopefully, you know, you're still staying safe, and as always, see y'all next week.